share your screen.
Good morning. Okay. Let me host it.
Listen very carefully about the. Someone is typing in chat box. So be some louder. Okay. Now is it audible? Some Hema. She. Okay, fine. So equivalent what happened? Emotion? Equivalent circuit of transformer. So you know all about the transformer. I hope it would have a magnetic core which having a high permeability, and there is at least two windings should wound around the limbs of the transformer. Okay, one is fed with the supply that is called as a primary, another one is fed with a load that is called as a secondary. The one which is fed with supply with instantaneous voltage is V, having RMS value as V1F. Okay, there is a current I of T would get circulate. Corresponding to the I, there is a flux get produced because of current flowing in any conductor. Around would be there is a magnetic flux. So the flux is passes through the core. That flux will be also changing because current is changing. Is in sinusoidal in nature. Therefore, it is also have the change in flux. Whenever there is a change in flux linking with the coil, EMF get induced. Let me call it as E1. This flux will travel through the magnetic core and link with the other coil. And whenever it is linked with other coil, it is get induced certain EMF, that is E2, which is having N2 turns and it is having N1 turns. EMF get induced here. That's all. So there is an V2 we can get from this V2. This is RMS value. You can also write this is E2, that is RMS values. If I write a capital letters, those are RMS values of the voltage. Okay. If I write small letters, those are instantaneous values of voltage. Now, what we our object is today, we learn about equivalent circuit. Any machine, it may be a motor, generator, alternator, induction motor. To anyone, there is an equivalent circuit. What is the use of equivalent circuit? Equivalent circuit is help to analyze the design specifications of that particular transformer or any machine. Okay. So to analyze its performance, we are going to use to analyze our design and design to analyze and design an equivalent circuit is required of any machine, required of any machine. It may be any kind of machine. So that is main object. So you know that there are two basic parts in transformer. Two basic parts in transformer. Can you tell me what are those two basic parts?
Sir, core and
Okay.
the winding.
Exactly. So a magnetic core, I can say a magnetic core and windings. So what are the different types of losses?
Iron losses and
See
copper
there.
loss.
Yeah, exactly. The iron and copper losses would be there. Iron losses would occur in magnetic core. Copper loss would occur in winding. So generally,
Windings.
yeah, exactly. Correct. Very nice. So what is the copper losses? We can say that it is simply I square R losses.
Yes.
Means that from where we got this R. This R is the resistance of the winding. Okay. So we will have windings in a transformer. That winding will have winding. Okay, so I don't know write that. Winding would have resistance. Let us say if I mention that in the primary side, that is primary resistance. Let me call it as R1. Okay. Primary resistance. Okay. And on the secondary side, it is having secondary resistance. That is say R2. Okay. I hope you got to the windings. There is a resistance that is R1 and R2. Those who want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot. Now, I would like to move to the next one. Now, I can say to the transformer, there is a resistance. I want to redraw the diagram. I come to know that there is a resistance to the transformer. Okay. So again, the same winding. The winding resistance I'm drawing separately, that's all. Winding is there. I'm drawing that separately, winding resistance. Now, when you excited that primary winding of transformer, you understood that there is a current I of t because of the V of t. There is a phi of t. The flux phi of t would get produced. Okay. That flux, okay, traveling. If core is highly permeable, means its permittivity is high. Means when it is having high permittivity, all the flux would get confined to the core itself. If core is highly permeable, okay, all the flux generated is confined to core. Okay. But this is theoretical. What is going to happen in general, practically, some of the flux would get wasted. Some of the flux would wasted. Or I can say it is not confined. The flux which is not confined, that is, I can say it is a wasted flux. Means those flux will be like this around the core. Are you able to see the diagram?
Yes.
Hello? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So like this,
Yes,
the
sir.
flux would be there. This indicates that this flux, the flux which is get wasted, I can say it is a leakage flux. You have to understand very important word, leakage flux. Okay. We are supplying sinusoidal voltage or a changing voltage to the winding of the transformer with the RMS value of V1 and a fixed frequency. This word is important, with a fixed frequency. You know, we have a winding. You please recall there is a winding. And when there is a current is flowing through this with a certain frequency, it is having inductance certain L. Okay. What is the reactance of it? Can you tell me? I have an inductor. Through that there is a current is flowing with a frequency, some frequency. And that inductor having a certain inductance L, then what is the reactance of it? This is a very basic question. Can you answer it?
2 pi f into L.
Exactly. Thank you very much. 2 pi f into L. What it in terms of, because it is having a frequency, it is having inductance. There is simply an AC resistance, I can say. The reactance is simply an AC resistance. It is a kind of that property is that we can block the voltage. So similar kind of properties there, but both are different. Different in general, we can say. So 2 pi FL is the reactance of the particular inductor. Yes, the similar manner as this situation, we have, okay, windings are there on the primary side and secondary side. We have windings. Those windings are connected with sinusoidal supply. They also must have certain reactances. And what is the inductance? Okay, if you have the primary side inductance, I can say inductance on primary. What is inductance on primary?
N pi by
L1, let me call. L1 is given by flux per unit current, that is I1 current, multiplied by N1. Sorry. This is the inductance on the primary side of the transformer. L1 I am calling for this coil, for the coil 1. Okay, coil 1 inductance. Coil 1 inductance on primary, let us say I1, L1, that is given by flux per unit current. What is that flux? Whatever the flux is producing in this. In similar manner, coil 2 inductance on primary or secondary, sorry for that. On secondary, L2 is given by same phi, because the same flux is coupled or linked with the primary winding and the secondary winding, but the current is different here. And there is an N2. Exactly. Now, what is the reactance? As we have seen here, this XL is 2 pi FL. The reactance of coil 1 is, what is the reactance? Let me call it as X1, that is given by 2 pi FL1. That's all. Similarly, reactance of coil 2, that is X2, that is given by 2 pi FL2. So what we understand, whatever the winding is there to the transformer, that has the resistance as well as a reactance. Okay, this is a common conclusion. The winding of transformer consists resistance and reactances. Okay. Resistances and reactances. This is the conclusion from our discussion so far. Okay, that must have resistance and reactance. Let us go to the next thing. You want to take a screenshot, you can take. Sorry, all the flux generated is confined to the core. Practically some flux would wasted. Those flux called leakage flux. Yeah, done. Shall I move to the next?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Done. Now we come to know that our now equivalent circuit can be changed to this. Okay. Before we have drawn with the resistance, when we learn about winding resistance, even the winding I'm showing here, that have resistance and a reactance, that's all. So resistance and a reactance would be there for that. This is X1, we have got that, and this is R1, R2, and X2, V1 here, V2 we get here. Yes, there is an induced voltages, that is E2 here, E1 here, having N1 turns, N2 turns. So this is the thing we have to learn so far. You assume that there is I'm not showing any other things here. Okay. Now, this particular thing can be replaced as no load equivalent circuit. Equivalent circuit. What is that no load equivalent circuit is? Maybe under no load, the effective resistance would not be there. This R1, X1, R2, X2 would not be considered. Under no load only we have R0, some X0 and Z0 parameters would be there. So how we get this? If you understand no load operation of the transformer, you will get that things. Okay, under no load, we have certain parameters. What are those parameters? Let us say you have a transformer. You connected that to the AC supply. We have connected to the AC supply. Yes, there is an EMF get induced. See, when it is not get loaded, the secondary flux would not be exist. And also, when it is not get loaded, primary leakage flux are very, very small, very, very less. Okay, sorry, a little disturbance. Now, you please recall when it is not get loaded. This is the case. Whatever we discuss, this leakage resistances, resistance and leakage reactances would be there. Would be considered under load conditions only. Under loading of a transformer. If you are not loading your transformer, what is going to happen? The current will be zero. If current is zero, flux produced is zero here. Even though the flux is linking with this, there is flux is getting linking, fine. But when it loaded, other flux also would come that will oppose this flux. In order to mitigate those flux, whatever the generated by the load current, that flux also mitigated by more current drawn by this particular primary. So entire thing is some analysis is there. Maybe it's taught or I know taught it or not. I don't know. You please recall. Yes, all of you, please mute yourself. Praveen, Dinesh, Durgesh, Praveen. Is he from Tripoli? Praveen?
Sir, he is from cyber security, sir. Praveen. Wait, let me check once again.
Okay. So take care. Mute yourself. When you want to speak, then only you can unmute your mic. Otherwise, it will be a disturbance to the others. Right. So under no load. So you please recall under no load, all these things we will get all R naught, X naught, Z naught. So no load. Will be neglected here. Therefore, because it is not getting loaded again, the leakage flux will be neglected. That is not considered. And then the core would have certain current which is going to draw some I naught current. What is called no load current, I can say. I naught is a no load current when I am not loading. Okay, I naught is a no load current. Okay, so for that, if you sketch, let us say we have applied E1 here, sorry, induced E1 here by V1 with a fixed frequency F. What happened? Okay, then the flux is supplying. Yes, of course, E2 would generate for the N2. If I sketch in a phasor diagram, you have to please remember that there is a V1 I applied. V1 I applied 90 degrees. You can see this is Vm sin omega t. If you apply here, automatically there is a flux delay would get that indicates the 90 degrees phase shift here. After this 90 degrees, there is EMF get E1 get induced. E1 get induced. Then there is a no load current which is going to flow. To generate flux, it is required to have magnetizing component of current. And to circulate the current, it is having a working component of current. You please recall this. IW is the working component of current. You please remember that. IW is working component of current of that component of I naught. I naught is happening. Component of current. Okay. And IM is magnet. Sometimes you may see this in IMU also. Magnetizing component of current. Okay. So some of these two vectors produces the no load current of the transformer. Okay, this is I naught. It is a straight line. And somewhat it is missing. Okay. Now from this, what is IW is so angle here. You can say this is the angle. Angle is given by phi. Okay, between the applied voltage, whatever I applied here, and the circulating current is I naught. The angle between them is a phi, is a power factor angle, I can say. Then what is IW? IW I can get from that. It is an adjacent to that. I can get I naught cos phi naught. And what is IM? IM is simply I naught sin phi naught. Okay, this is very important explanation. Now we applied here some voltage, that is no load voltage. Let I can say it is V1 is some V1 is some V0. Then V0 by R0, V1 by V0 by IW will give you some resistance. V0 by Im will give you the reactance. So X0 is simply V0, that is the no load voltage I applied, by I0 sin phi naught. Okay, and similarly X0 is given by R0, V0 by I0 cos phi naught. Okay, then what about Z0? It will be root over R0 square plus X0 square. You can get Z0 is root over R0 square plus X0 square. That you get. So if you represent all these things, or whatever the things under no load, if you represent them, they will be a shunt parameters of the transformer. So that will be represented like this. There is an R0, there is an X0, sorry, it's a winding. This is an X0. Okay. Under no load, this is the equivalent circuit. You please recall, the to cyber security people, please recall this. We discussed this. This is V1 we applied. There is a EMF get induced here. So that is say E1. Induced EMF this side, can say E2. Available voltage here at the terminals, it is given by V2. And through this, there is a current I0 getting flow. And there is a current IW is getting flow through this R0, through this circuit of and now under no load phasor diagram. About no load phasor diagram, any doubts, please ask. This explanation related to this diagram, I want to replace this core representation with an equivalent circuit, that is a no load equivalent circuit. We got this. Hope you are getting. Otherwise, please ask a question. I'll help you. Yes or no?
Sir, if they are unable to ask questions, you can ask questions, sir.
Shall I ask?
Yes, sir.
At least give me response. Give me response.
Yes, sir.
What is X1? What is X1?
Reactance of
Of?
primary inductance.
Excellent. Very good. What is X0?
No load
Reactance of no load resistance.
Exactly. Very nice. What is I0?
No load.
No load current.
Very nice. So thank you. Already all the things are written on the paper. That's the reason you are reading that. Correct? Right, fine. I'd like to move to the next thing. Now our equivalent circuit, or not our equivalent, transformer equivalent circuit. Transformer equivalent circuit. I'm using the simple term T by F. Me indicate to our triple E students I teach like this. Sorry for that. Okay, you can't take this. Okay, equivalent circuit of transformer. This. Now, you can sketch that there is primary side resistance, primary side reactance, secondary side resistance, secondary side reactance, and in middle, we should get no load resistance, no load reactance. All the things we have to sketch like this. Okay, right. We have connected here V1, that is the primary voltage of the transformer, having resistance R1, X1. And what is impedance by combining these two? Say Z1.
Z.
Correct?
Yes.
EMF get induced here, that is say E1. Here is resistance R0, reactance X0, current through this IM, current through this IW, there is a current I0, R2, X2, combining these two, Z2, EMF get induced with respect to this point, say E2, EMF, sorry, terminal voltage will be available here is a V2. This is complete equivalent circuit of the transformer. Complete equivalent circuit of a transformer. Okay.
Yes.
Now, in some times, what we do is we will refer the resistances in secondary, resistance and reactance in secondary will refer to the primary side, or sometimes we will refer the resistance and reactance in the primary will refer to the secondary side. So in some analysis, we need to have equivalent and effective resistance. So to have effective resistance, we refer we refer total resistance, let me call it. We refer total impedance. We refer total impedance to either primary side or secondary side. Okay. So to have effective resistance, we want to calculate effective resistance of the transformer. So now let us go with the refer total resistance to the primary side. Refer total resistance and reactance. Refer resistance reactance to primary. Resistance reactance of transformer, you have to add that also, of transformer to primary. See, I have here a resistance, a reactance. I'm not going to sketch all the things. You please redraw that. V2 here, V1 here. Is R1, X1, R2, X2, R0, X0. What I want to do, I am referring entire resistance to the secondary to primary, means referring from this to this. Let us see, by a simple logic, what I do is R2 in the secondary, R2 in secondary produces copper losses, correct? R2 in secondary produces the copper losses. So that copper losses, even I refer the R2 to the primary side, that has to produce the same copper losses on primary side with the current which is flowing on the primary side. Yes or no? It should not, when I'm referring means, it's the effect of that, it should not change. Correct or not? The effect of that parameter should not change.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, whatever the copper losses it is producing on the secondary side, that has to produce same copper loss on the primary side to the primary current. Correct or not? With the primary current only. In the primary side, primary current only will get flow. Okay. So this you have to remember. R2 in secondary produces certain copper losses is I2 square R2. Correct or not? Okay or not? You please.
Yes, sir.
This is I1. This is I2. You please. Okay. This is a copper loss. Now, what I want to do is I want to refer this resistance to the primary. Referred resistance R2 for resistance R2 on primary side is, say, R2 prime. Let me call that as an R2 prime. So that this is also R2 prime also produces some resistance on primary side. R2 prime is produces copper losses on primary side. Is what is it? Copper loss it is going to produce?
I1 square R2.
Primary side I1 square, not R2. It is R2 prime.
Yes, sir.
CR Shivakumar. Okay, you please mute yourself. Oh, thank you. Thanks for your response.
Yes, sir.
So this is the loss is going to produce. Okay. Now these two things to be equal. That is I2 square R2 is equal I1 square R2 prime. To have what is second say? Without changing the effect of that resistance, without this same effect, even in a primary or a secondary, the effect has to be same. Okay, in order to have a same effect, in order to have same effect, in order to have same effect by R2 on both sides, this has to be R2, so I2 square is equal to R2 prime I1 square. So from that, I'm going very quick. I want to finish as early as possible. We got this equation to have the same effect. I2 square R2 is equal to I1 square R2 prime. Therefore, R2 prime is given by I2 square by I1 square times R2. Now I want to replace with some value of K. K is a transformation ratio, which is given by E2 by E1 is equal to N2 by N1 is equal to I1 by I2 is equal. Any other? This is the transformation ratio. What happened to this? Transformation ratio. As per that, K is given by I1 by I2. Can I take this? Now I have here R2 prime is equal to R2 by K square I can get. Okay. Yes or no? I2 by 1 is simply 1 by
Yes.
K. Then I can get a whole square is there. Therefore, R2 prime is equal R2 by K square. That's good. Similarly, it is reactance. If you want to write for reactance X2 dash, it is simply a resistance. I want to refer from secondary to the primary. It is having X2 by K square. Don't bother about that particular thing. Similarly, it is simply resistance or impedance kind of thing, and is from secondary to the primary. If I refer, I'm going to get that. So now, new form of equivalent circuit is R1 is there on the primary side. I have referred that to R2 referred to the primary, that is R2 prime. X1 is the primary reactance. I refer to the reactance of secondary to the primary. I'm getting this is X2 prime. Of course, I have no load parameters that is given by resistance, reactance, or not, X0. So there is a current I0, there is a current IW. Yes, everywhere you have to write IM. This is V2. Of course, there is an EMF induced between this point to this point. I mentioned that as E2. There is an EMF get induced here that is given by E1. What happened? Yes, there is a current I1 is getting flow here. Here is V1. Of course, there is I2 is also flowing here. So this is an equivalent circuit of the transformer. Okay, what I do further, I can add all the resistances, all the reactances. So this what I want to say, some R01. This is some X01. Sorry, not this 2, it is X01. Summation of these two Z01. Okay. Here. V1. Current I1 is getting flow here. I0, IW, always I'm writing all this. X0, R0. So you can mention E1 and E2 also. Okay. So this is an equivalent circuit of the transformer when I refer entire resistance to the primary side. Okay. Okay, so what I do is you have to do refer the primary resistance to the secondary side and get an equivalent circuit. That is a task. You can take the task. But as you have done, we refer secondary to the primary. So referred total resistance to primary side. Okay. Similarly, you can refer total resistance of transformer to the secondary. Will you sketch that diagram? Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Yes.
Try to do that. Then you'll have practice. So thank you for joining to the class. That's all from my end. If you have any doubts and queries, please ask. Sir, Satyanarayana sir.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Ma, anyone having any queries? Any questions, doubts? Is the concept is clear for all of you? Triple E, Devi Priya, Vasavi, Srinivas.
Yes.
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Cyber security,
Clear, sir.
Shivakumar,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Karthik. Right. Okay.